Breathing styles in Demon Slayer aren't all created equal. Some are simple, some are overwhelming, and a few stand out as the most unique of them all. Let's break down the strongest and the most unique breathing styles. 10. Sound breathing. Tengen Uzui. Sound breathing is exactly what you think. Flashy, loud, and explosive. But underneath the showmanship is a genius-level combat strategy. Tengen reads enemy attacks like music, breaking them down into rhythm patterns. When he finds the weakest beat, he strikes. Dual cleavers linked by a chain, mixed with small bombs, turn every form into a miniature explosion festival. Against Gyutaro and Daki, his techniques were insane. Roar, a crushing downward blast. Resounding slashes, spinning destruction plus detonations. String performance, chained blades swirling like a circular saw. One of the flashiest battle styles in the whole series. 9. Beast breathing. Inosuke beast breathing is pure instinct. Not inherited, not taught. Inosuke literally invented it in the mountains to avoid dying. It's wild, unpredictable, and animalistic. Full of lunges, flailing angles, and feral speed. His craziest ability, spatial awareness, lets him detect enemies across an entire area by sensing tiny shifts in air pressure. It sounds insane, but it works. And that's the whole philosophy of beast breathing. If it kills the enemy, it's valid. 8. Mist breathing. Muichiro Tokito. Mist breathing is all about deception. Soft movements, disappearing footwork, and surprise attacks from blind spots. Muichiro mastered it to such a level that he created an entirely new seventh form himself. The signature move, obscuring clouds, makes him vanish from sight, his speed so extreme that enemies lose him completely until he reappears for the finishing blow. He used it to slice down Gyoko cleanly, effortlessly, before upper rank 5 even understood what happened. 7. Wind breathing. Sanemi Shinazugawa. Wind breathing is raw aggression, sharp, violent, and relentless. Sanemi doesn't believe in defense. Every strike is a storm, layers of slicing gusts meant to tear apart anything in front of him. The countless scars on his body reflect his fighting style. Charge forward, keep cutting, don't stop. Wind breathing is chaos, but controlled chaos, just like Sanemi himself. Every form mimics the unpredictable nature of a raging tornado, spiraling slashes, sweeping arcs, and sudden bursts of speed that leave demons with no time to react. Sanemi learned early that hesitation kills. Before he became a Hashira, he spent years fighting demons alone, with nothing but pure rage keeping him alive. And that rage shaped his breathing. During the fight against Kokushibo, the upper rank 1, Sanemi's true nature shows. Even after being cut, stabbed, and nearly killed, he refuses to fall back. His slashes become more violent, his footwork gets sharper, and the battlefield feels like a hurricane made of steel. Kokushibo, who has fought warriors for centuries, even acknowledges Sanemi's overwhelming potential. Because unlike most swordsmen, Sanemi fights as if his life means nothing, but the lives of others mean everything. And that's the core of wind breathing. Fury that protects. Rage turned into technique. A storm shaped into a weapon. Sanemi Shinazugawa doesn't need elegance. He doesn't need calm. He is the storm. And every demon unlucky enough to face him is swallowed by the wind. 6. Thunder breathing. Zenitsu. Thunder breathing is the breathing style built on one simple idea. Speed wins fights. Before fear, before thought, before hesitation, lightning strikes first. But no one expected its greatest user to be Zenitsu Agatsuma, a boy who shakes at the sound of danger, cries at every problem, and swears he's going to die at least 5 times a day. On the surface, Zenitsu looks like the last person who should even hold a sword. But the moment he loses consciousness, everything changes. His fear disappears, his breathing stabilizes, his entire body becomes a conduit for pure lightning. Thunder breathing. First form, thunderclap and flash. A technique so fast, demons don't even realize their head has been cut off until the wind passes. But here's the truth most people forget. Zenitsu didn't master all 6 forms of thunder breathing. He mastered one, and he perfected it so completely that he created his own variation. 6-fold, then 8-fold, until his entire existence became a single streak of lightning moving faster than thought. Zenitsu isn't strong because he's fearless. He's strong because he's terrified. Every bit of fear in his heart is the fuel behind that explosive speed. Every doubt he carries is sharpened into a single, decisive strike. And in the end, the boy everyone called a coward became the only one to face Kaigaku, another thunder-breathing user, and surpass him completely. That's the power of thunder breathing. And that's the legend of Zenitsu Agatsuma, the lightning that roars even when its user cannot. 5. Water breathing. Gyu Tomioka. Water breathing is calm, unshakable, and terrifyingly precise. It reflects the man who wields it, Gyu Tomioka, the water Hashira. Unlike other Hashira whose strength comes from emotion, Gyu's power comes from silence. Every movement he makes feels effortless, as if he's flowing instead of fighting. That's the essence of water breathing, adapting, shifting, and cutting through anything like a river that never stops. What makes Gyu special isn't just technique, it's his absolute composure. Even when demons strike with overwhelming force, he doesn't flinch. He simply changes form, gentle like a stream one moment, then crushing like a waterfall the next. And then, there's the 11th form, a form only he can use, dead calm. A state where all unnecessary motion disappears, and every incoming attack is erased with a single, perfectly timed strike. No wasted energy, no hesitation, just pure efficiency. So refined it looks like the wind itself stops moving. Gyu's water breathing isn't about domination, it's about control. Over his blade, over the fight, and over himself. To many Hashira, he's hard to read, emotionless, distant. But when the water flows, when his blade moves, you understand him more than words ever could. Gyu doesn't fight to be seen. He fights so others can live in peace, quietly, flawlessly, like water returning to stillness. 4. Flame breathing, Kyojuro Rengoku. Flame breathing is passion made into a sword, bright, unstoppable, and burning with absolute conviction. Just like the Hashira who wields it, Kyojuro Rengoku. Flame breathing focuses on explosive power. Every form is a burst of heat. Straightforward, overwhelming, and designed to finish the fight in seconds. Where water flows and wind tears, flame erupts, a style that pushes forward with blazing intensity. Rengoku mastered every form, from the powerful second form, rising scorching sun, to the devastating third form, blazing universe. Each strike looks like a flash of fire cutting straight through the darkness. But his signature technique, the 9th form, Rengoku, is the embodiment of who he is. A single, all-out charge filled with everything he believes in, honor, bravery, and protecting the innocent. During the Mugen Train arc, we see flame breathing at its absolute peak. Rengoku cuts through hundreds of passengers without hesitation, moving from carriage to carriage like a streak of blazing light. When upper rank 3, Akaza, appears, Rengoku doesn't waver. His flames only burn brighter. The clash is brutal. Akaza's martial arts against Rengoku's explosive flame forms. Even after taking fatal blows, Rengoku never steps back. He launches the 9th form with everything he has, locking Akaza in place, determined to end the fight before sunrise. Flame breathing isn't just a technique, it's a declaration. To stand firm, to burn for what's right, and to never let the light go out. And even when Rengoku falls, his flame doesn't fade. It lives on in every swordsman inspired by his courage. 3. Stone breathing, Gyomei Himejima. Unlike other breathing styles that rely on speed or agility, stone breathing is built on stability and raw power. Every technique begins from a grounded stance, using the earth itself as a source of strength. While others swing swords, Gyomei controls a massive axe and flail, weapons that demand monstrous physical power, yet he uses them with perfect precision, even while blind. Stone breathing focuses on rotation, weight, and momentum. The flail strikes unpredictably, the axe lands with crushing force, and Gyomei blends them together in a rhythm that feels less like fighting and more like an unbreakable ritual. In the manga, we see the true terror of this style when Gyomei clashes with upper rank 1, Kokushibo. His movements shake the battlefield, shattering the ground, breaking blades, and forcing Kokushibo to acknowledge him as the strongest Hashira of this generation. What makes stone breathing terrifying is not just Gyomei's physical power, but his heart. He fights with complete clarity, guided by prayer, unmoved by fear or doubt. Stone breathing is not about rage. It's not about speed. It's about unwavering resolve. A fortress in human form. A warrior who stands firm no matter how impossible the battle becomes. 2. Moon breathing, Mikthikatsu Tsugikuni. Moon breathing is beauty twisted into brutality. Created by Michikatsu Tsugikuni, the man who later became Kokushibo, upper rank 1 of the 12 Kazuki. Originally derived from sun breathing, moon breathing mimics the shifting phases of the moon, elegant yet ever-changing. Its techniques create wide, sweeping slashes that burst into countless crescent-shaped blades, each one unpredictable and nearly impossible to evade. These crescents aren't just visual effects, they're extensions of Kokushibo's flesh and demon power, turning every attack into a storm of lethal arcs. In the manga, when Kokushibo fights the Hashira, his moon breathing becomes overwhelming. With each form, the battlefield warps. Walls are sliced apart, ground is shredded, and even the strongest swordsmen struggle to survive the rain of crescent blades coming from every direction. His movements are calm, precise, and terrifyingly controlled. A reminder that beneath the demon exterior is still a master swordsman from the era of Yoriichi. Moon breathing reflects Michikatsu's life itself, beautiful, disciplined, and powerful, but overshadowed by envy and regret. A style born from seeking the light, yet forever consumed by darkness. 1. Sun breathing, Yoriichi Tsugikuni. Sun breathing is the origin of every breathing style, and the man behind it, Yoriichi Tsugikuni, was a legend from the moment he was born. As a child, Yoriichi was quiet, gentle, and thought to be weak. He barely spoke and was treated as the fragile twin. But the moment he picked up a wooden sword, his true nature appeared. A talent so overwhelming that he defeated trained adults with a single strike. He possessed the transparent world and Demon Slayer mark naturally, abilities so rare that even the strongest swordsmen struggle to unlock them. To Yoriichi, they were simply part of being alive. When demons destroyed his wife and unborn child, his peaceful nature shattered. He dedicated his life to hunting demons, and during this journey, he created sun breathing, a style inspired by the natural flow of the world. Perfect, balanced, and impossibly powerful. His greatest battle was against Muzan Kibutsuji. With just a few swings, Yoriichi sliced Muzan into more than 1,000 pieces, the closest anyone has ever come to killing him. Muzan never forgot the fear of that moment. Even as an old man, frail and near death, Yoriichi remained unmatched. During his final moments, he still stood in battle stance, passing away on his feet, sword raised, having never been defeated in combat. Yoriichi's life was filled with tragedy. But his legacy, sun breathing, became the spark that shaped the future of every Demon Slayer to come. From sound to sun breathing, every technique in Demon Slayer carries power, tragedy, and a warrior's final resolve. Each user fought until their last breath to stop the demons. If you want more deep dives into every breathing style and their stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.